It's over, yeah, it's over.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another early morning fishing video. Woke up about 7:30, didn't have class today, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch this morning bite, because last time I was out here and it was morning time, I absolutely whacked them on the frog. So hopefully we'll head on to my good spot, maybe hit some spots along it, and we're gonna try to catch some big old mama slaunch daddies today. But see you guys in first cast of the day. Come on, let's get a nice solid topwater bite this morning. It's not too hot, water's calm. Someone just missed that my frog. Let's throw right back at it. Something just came up and swiped at it. Come on, Mr. Fishy. No, I pulled up too quick. Take 3. Come on, Mr. Bass, come back. He might have got too much of the frog and said he doesn't want it anymore, but I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 more times. Dude, if I was left-handed, this would be so easy right now. I'm going down my opposite side. Let me try and get it this way. Come on, fishy. Come on, Mr. Bass. Let me go ahead and throw over here a couple times. Give it a rest over there. Dude, I just pulled way too early. I should have let it sit, then set the hook. Went a little bit too fast. Now let's give it another go. He might be gone. Looked like a little bitty fish. So at least it wasn't like a slaunch daddy. Okay, that fish is gone. Try to slide on down here. I haven't tried this corner in a while. So today I'm gonna try, or this morning I'm gonna try the frog, and I'm gonna drag a jig on the bottom very slowly, because the other day the jig bite was on, so maybe these fish are just chilling deep, not moving at all. But let me go ahead and try this bank over here, see if we can get a bite on the top water with the frog. So no more frog bites. Let's hop to the jig real fast. So I'm gonna see if their fish are still over here. I haven't caught a fish on this side in a very long time. Last year, to be precise. But there's a tree. Oh, my brakes were super loose on that. There's a little tree branch out there. Let's see if there's any bass just laying by it. Ton of rocks, like a lot, and that's pretty caught a ways out. So there has to be fish over here. It's like the perfect spot. Nothing on the jig. I guess this side is definitely not the spot anymore. So I'm gonna go back over here. I got that first blow by the frog. Maybe toss, maybe 2 times. Then I'm heading down to good size. I'm working that pretty thoroughly, because I'm gonna try working with the frog and then flip it with the jig, and then there's a couple lay downs that I definitely want to hit. So I'm gonna give that a go, but I definitely want to try catch this bass that was over here. That was over here. It was pretty small, but we can get that top water bite. Let me just throw out deep for just the heck of it. You never know. Like the biggest fish could just be sitting out deep. Just working it so hard. See, I have a popping frog in my bag that I think will be pretty clutch right now. I'm just gonna keep this on for now. All right. So what we're about to do, just go all the way down to the good spot, unless I see something juicy along this bank. But I think we're just gonna head down to the good side, where the fish seem to all sit. Kind of mad I didn't get that fish that jumped at my frog. It's pretty much almost the first cast too, and I got a blow up. But no bluegill or bait fish on the banks right now. Nothing right there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any small bait fish or bluegill on the banks, or even just some small bass in general. Yeah, there's nothing there. I just want to try it right here, just because. See some water activity on like the very top of the water column. I did catch or hook up on a bass that was out here pretty deep on a Texas rig, but he popped off sadly. So I'm gonna give it a whirl. Still a bunch of rocks. That's good signs. I'll throw right over here where these bluegill beds were. If I get a bass sitting on the bluegill bed. Nope. Nothing there. Because it's very hard to tell how actually deep this pond is, because the banks, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 feet out, is barely 3 to 4 inches of water, so it's quite shallow along the banks on this side. I'm not really sure about the other side because I never fished the other side, but it seems to be pretty shallow. But the bottom is hard. There's rocks in certain spots, so it should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and drop the bag down. Let's get throwing the frog.
Tonight I need some entertainment. Take all them clothes off, let's be naked. Let me get you something sacred, cause I got what you need and it's right here, right here, right here.
I guess the frog bite is not on. Or the fish are not over here. Shallow. Let me hop on the jig. Throw on top of that shad right there. Have to work it awfully slow. See if we can get a bite. Man, it has not been any luck so far. I had that one fish blow up down there twice. Came down here, not a single bite. I haven't even seen anything. I'm seeing a bunch of shad activity on the surface, but I don't know if any bass are munching on them or not, because it's kind of hard to tell. But I'm working this jig super slow on the bottom, not even a hint at a bite yet. So far it's been going pretty slow. Bunch of shad right here. I don't know where the bass are. Maybe if I flip to like a white jig, I don't know. Black and blue should do it. So today I'm throwing my Voodoo Witch Doctor rod. It's a 7'2", medium heavy, and I'm currently throwing a jig, black and blue, and it seems to not work in this situation on this particular pond, because we found a pond 3 days ago. Decided to let's just work on the jig, just get that big jig bite, and the jig bite was on. So I thought coming here and try to work the same technique, but it's not working. I have yet to get a bite. So I don't know what these fish want, because in the past I've thrown rattle traps, caught them. A very small square bill, chatterbait, a Ned rig of course, and a frog, a Texas rig, and on a tube, and that is about it. But I have yet to actually catch fish on this rod. I've hooked up on fish, but they got off, and that was a big old bust right there. But yeah, I'm throwing a Voodoo 2, so I'm throwing a Voodoo 2 heavy action rod, and then on my frog stick I got an extra heavy Voodoo. It's I believe a 6'8", and that's a Voodoo 2 also. That is by far my favorite rod to throw a frog line. I thought maybe get a 7 foot or like a 7'2" heavy or extra heavy, but that little 6'8" extra heavy, it does wonders. It's so easy to walk a frog or pop it or work it however you want. You get precision cast while doing it. I haven't tried skipping at all with it, so it might, since it's an extra heavy, it might be a little difficult to skip under docks and stuff. But I have yet to get on the water on the boat and try that out. But that is by far the baddest frog rod I've ever used. This Voodoo 2 heavy, man, you can just horse fish out. I plan on using this rod to flip docks, grass lines, flip some maybe Texas rigs or some flipping jigs into grass or lily pads or you name it. This is my rod of plan, because this rod you can just horse them out. I'm trying this new line, Sunline FC Shooter 25-pound fluorocarbon, and so far I'm falling in love with this. Zero frays. Like, I was throwing P-line 15-pound braid to try that out. That line just gets shredded super fast. This line it's so smooth. It's so smooth. If you guys haven't tried Sunline FC Shooter, it doesn't matter what line. I gotta test it out. Maybe I might speak it too soon. Maybe the smaller diameter line is a lot easier to fray, but the 25-pound, it's doing me pretty good justice. I was horsing 4 or 5 pounders with this rod easily with an ease. Out the water, boat flipping them, or like you could say shoreline flipping them. So this line it is pretty strong. I'm enjoying it. As I thought I got a bite there, but I'm just getting snagged. I'm trying to get a jig bite, but if it's not on, it's not on. Just wish I knew what these fish wanted in this pond. This pond doesn't seem pressured because I never see anybody fishing it, so I have no idea. I come on a frog so far this summer towards the beginning of the fall. Caught them on a tube, and that's basically it. I hooked up with a Texas rig, a Magnum, 10-inch worm on with a 3/8 tungsten weight with a 5/0 hook by owner. Hooked up on it. It was out pretty deep. He jumped, knocked slack to my line. I lost it, and that's basically was like the last bite I ever got out here that I actually hooked up a fish, and that was 2-3 weeks ago. So getting that time of year where it's starting to transition to fall, just that period in between summer and fall can be very tough. But once fall actually gets here, the fishing just becomes crazy good. Throwing top water, flipping, pitching, you name it. It just becomes on. I'm just waiting for that period to turn on. Because last year, it was about this time where we went out. Jig bite was amazing. But so far, it just has not been working. Oh man, oh man. This might be a fail of a morning session. Because I don't know what these fish are doing or even where they're at. There's some big fish in here. Only problem is trying to find out where they are. That is by far the hardest thing in this pond. Because it seems like one day they're in one spot, the next day they're another, then you can't find them for 2 to 3 weeks. That's what it is basically like right now. Just have no idea what the layout of this pond is at the bottom of it. Whether there's little ditches throughout, whether there's a drop off, how far the drop off is at. There's not really any good tree line for the bass to get shade. Very hard to pinpoint these fish. It's just that pond fishing. You can't really have graphs or tools to help you find fish. You just gotta fish it enough to maybe get a good idea. Thought I had a good idea, but thing just keeps changing. I'm going to try some type of crankbait or probably square bill. Just to try it, because from previous experience, I had luck throwing a square bill. Just throw a bass color. Don't know how it's gonna work on a heavy rod with 25-pound line, but I can always give it a shot. It's either that or braid, which I'd rather throw fluorocarbon than braid. Because I think these fish don't really want bottom baits. They actually want to do some chasing. Because obviously a lot of shad. So maybe they just got into the habit of always chasing their food. Finally got one. I found out, boys, that they want moving baits, and I almost got hooked. Yes, first bass of the day. Let's go on the square bill. So I think I found out the juice. They don't want slow moving baits. They actually want to chase down. So that's on the heavy too. That's the funny part. 20-pound line on a heavy 7'2" rod on a small crankbait. Not a crankbait. What am I saying? Not a crankbait. Square bill. Guy just crushed that. I gotta be careful because I can't just horse him with this heavy or I rip the hooks, trebles out of his mouth. So, I mean, it did pretty good. I did pretty exceptionally well. I'll say that, yeah, at least. I'm tempted to go back down there and throw this and see what happens. Because I finally hooked up with one. It might be the one thing that I was looking for. Dude, it's so hard throwing on this rod. There's no give at all. It makes casting it super, super hard. This rod is not meant for throwing small, very small, lightweight baits such as this bass colored square bill. But I don't feel like running back to my truck and grabbing my other rod. Dang it, I just can't cast with this heavy 7'2" rod. Dude, this is by far the best idea I probably had to throw a square bill. And there goes the fish. Yeah, that's the only thing about this heavy rod that will happen. Just rip it right out the fish's mouth. This by far might have been the best idea I thought of. Not on the right rod, but the best idea of throwing a square bill. I would definitely get out later today in the day and fish the jig again. Hit up a new spot that I found with a buddy of mine that is pretty money. It has some big mondos. It has some slaunch daddies, or slaunch female daddies. How do you guys want to say it? In that pond. I pulled out 2 5-pounders. He pulled out 2 5-pounders. I pulled out a 3 or 4. So that pond is pretty good. So I might have to go later tonight or tomorrow, but that will be at the end of this video. But this is a wrap for this pond, and I'll catch you guys later today in the next part of this video.